So about a year ago or so, I did a quick social media series on overcoming ADD and kind of told little bits and pieces of my story from growing up and other people's stories. And I kind of want to wrap that up a year later with a last quick video on people dealing with their kids that have it. I get these questions a lot. I guess somehow people assume that I've been successful, and I think in two ways, I think it's possible to be successful in two ways, hopefully both. First is you have to change yourself. You have to actually develop a long-term view and the ability to motivate yourself in short-term details that you'd normally get distracted away from. And that's one thing you develop: diet, exercise, all those things. The second thing is you have to put yourself in a position where you're going to be successful, which means not in situations where you have to focus on lots of details for long periods of time, especially repetitive type tasks and things. So the challenge with kids, of course, is they don't get to pick their environments and they don't get to pick that kind of thing. And everybody asks me, what do you do about kids in school with ADD? And, my basic answer is that just don't, it's pretty simple. Don't take away from them the things that they're good at and tell them they need to be something that they're not. So you can't take away sports because a kid doesn't get good grades in class. Now, it's one thing if they're just totally goofing off, but if they are intentional about trying to do their work and they just can't do it, you don't take away things that they're good at. That's a good way to send a kid into depression and worse. I mean, I've seen people end up on drugs, dead, whatever. And frankly, when you're very far out on the end of the bell curve, as I don't care what your personality issue is or what your unique ability is or whether you're very talented or whatever, if you're way out on one end of the bell curve, you're going to feel somewhat rejected or you're going to struggle. And so you don't want to make that struggle worse by taking away something that somebody's good at. On the flip side, you don't want to just give them a free pass to do whatever the heck they want. And so what I would suggest, and what I think, works well for myself and others as youngsters, is give them firm boundaries and consequences that relate to the action. So in other words, if a kid takes the car, it doesn't come back on time, don't let him take the car. It's your car. You make the rules in the house. Don't let them do that. It's a natural cause and effect relationship. They're going to run into it with their bosses and everyone else in life. But it doesn't follow that if you're bad at details and you can't do schoolwork, you then also can't do sports, or you can't build an airplane, or you can't geek out and play with computers or something like that, right? In fact, those things are exactly what they should be doing. So my recommendation is let the kids do what they're good at doing. Don't take things away. And as far as their success in school goes, if it's not something they're naturally wired to do, just get through. D is for done. When I stopped tying my personal identity and success and capabilities to things like grades, my ability to actually do the things I'm gifted to do went way up. My self-esteem went up, and I was able to chase and achieve goals that I never would have achieved if I'd been pounding away on details and checklists and things like that in a traditional learning environment. So anyways, hope that helps your kids and helps you. And if I can be an encouragement in any other way, please let me know.